Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to do some more work on the bike and we are going to install the Zeta handguards, deflectors, and mounting brackets to the Pro Taper bars that we installed on the last video. And a quick look at the products. We have the connectors themselves, and these are called handguard mount front type. And basically they install to the triple clamp mount where the shock is mounted, and it gives a landing pad or a connecting point for the bars themselves. Then you have the bars, and they're red, the bend model. And then we have finally the deflectors themselves, again in red to match the red of the bike. And let's get started. So the first thing we'll need to do is remove these two bolts. These are 10 millimeter. Loosen those, install this with the supplied bolts that come with this. That will replace these two bolts that we will be taking out. So using a 10 millimeter socket or wrench, we will loosen these up and take out the bolts. We're going to do one side at a time, just so things don't get too loose. And once you get it loose, you can just use your fingers to loosen it up, take the bolt out. So to install the bracket, it's going to be with the words facing out, the edging on the side, I'm sure you can see that, and the angle is going to be like such that this is pointing slightly on an angle downwards and towards you, basically me standing on this side. The bolts that are supplied are longer than the original, and they do come with a washer that the original ones don't have, so you can put the new washer on and then put it through the hole and then put it into the holes of the triple clamp mount for the shock. And the second bolt, repeat. And we're just going to go hand tight at this point because we may need to push this a little bit back and forth depending on how the bar is going to line up. So for the next step, we will have to cut off the end of the hand grip to expose the bar end. You're going to need a sharp knife to do this. Let's hope this works. We're just going to try to take off the very tip first to see how this looks, and then we may need to cut it down a little bit more depending on where things land. Once you get the throttle assembly cleaned up and drilled out, the next phase is to get the bars themselves. And you'll have a bolt that goes onto this end. There's a clear washer that will go on the same side as your throttle assembly. There is none for the other side, only for the throttle side. And let me see if I can show you. There are two compression fittings. As you can see here, hopefully. One of them, this one here, the one with the dimple in it, is for steel handbars, and the flat one is for aluminum handbars. So you'll just put that over with the grippy part, I'll say, on the outside. And then there's the bolt itself, which you'll just screw on just loosely at this point, because you don't want this starting to get big, because you need to get that into the throttle assembly. And with that all assembled, you'll be able to slide that on to the end of the throttle assembly. And I'm going to put it over the top of the cables here, and we'll just push this down a little bit, and we'll try to get the bolt that comes with the package of these, the brackets itself that comes with bolts, and it comes with a washer for the bolt. So put the washer on and then feed the bolt through. I had to put a little bit of pressure onto the bar so I could push it in to get this started. We're not going to tighten it down really tight yet. We're going to check. So we do have it a little bit too tight at the end here. We may want to cut off a little bit more the grip. As you can see, it may stick the throttle. So you want to make sure this is loose enough that the throttle does not stick when you start tightening stuff down. So we had to cut off a little bit more of the end of the throttle assembly. You can see it used to be to the red point. Now I cut it back to the black. I'll do the same on the other side to make them even. And that really helped. It's completely loose again, and I was able to just pull it out slightly, and this actually fits on much better. So I'd recommend right away going and taking the tip right off your throttle assembly tube for a better fit. Okay, with the bars installed, the final step is to install the deflector. They'll go right over front. They come with their own bolts. The only issue is there's a little sticker. Not sure if you can see it. There's a sticker that says Zeta, something like that. And you need to basically take that off because it's covering the bolt holes. Stick that there for now. And then you'll use the bolt supply bolts and attach the deflector to the bars. Now we have the handguards installed. We will do the other side, and then we'll do a quick walk around for the video so you can see them both installed. Okay, we're back now and we have both of them installed. The only thing I'd like to point out on the clutch side is there's a little bracket for the guide of the brake line, and you'll have to remove that in order to get to the bolts that are on the triple clamp holding the shock. Other than that, it's same as the throttle side for the install. Okay, thanks for watching. Have a great day and safe rides.
We'll be right back.